I can do it. It's fine. Here we go.
Then on the 24th,
Boom.
All right.
The non-weird one. Wait, does it work properly?
Contest of a search warrant.
All right, easy. Awesome. And that thread should be, you can close it down.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Do this
Legend.
relatively informally.
Bye-bye.
This isn't a court case.
All right.
This isn't a criminal proceeding. It is a hearing. I'm going to... Do you want openings? Have you prepared openings? I'll ask.
Oh, I never prepare openings. I just wing everything.
Oh, shit. You're on this side. What happened?
Yeah,
State?
yeah. Can we just go
what's up, huh?
straight into it?
Shit, what's
We
going
can go
on?
straight in,
This
right?
like
So-
martial as
Yeah,
PDP.
everybody-
Basically, the best way to do is we'll go to...
Oh, no, I'm
we'll
just-
go to, you know...
Sometimes the chatter gets a little noisier. I don't.
He's here,
Hmm.
why they want to contact.
No, no,
I
it's
don't
all
pick
good.
sides.
It's all good.
We'll move
I'm
over to your
anti-PD
side, Then
too.
we'll call witnesses. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
all right,
happy with
Nino?
that formatting? Would you like closing?
Every day sucks, but it gets better.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll
Yep.
do closing.
I feel that deep in my soul.
All right.
Okay.
We'll go.
Councillor
go to the other
Ferreira, I
side.
guess the floor is yours. Tell us why we're here.
All right. So we're here to contest the search warrant, not on saying, you know, did it have probable cause? Did it not? You know, unlike
Hold on.
wishy-washy, you know, just over the line, just under the line sort of stuff. We're here because part of the probable cause was supported by incident 14177, an incident that has been all over the docket. At the time of this being written,
This is a
that
huge
incident was being
court
appealed
case.
on the docket. It was in scheduling. It was being worked out to go to court. It is the opinion of my side of... I'm not really sure what to call me. Them, not the prosecution, not... You know, whatever my side's called in this. That because it was being actively contested and thus the possessions that could have came out of it may have been thrown out, and they were thrown out, and then they might still be thrown out. Hard to tell based on what Justice Danielson wrote. That those pieces of evidence shouldn't have been considered in the statement of probable cause. I had spoken to Judge Barrick about this, and he told
I'll
me
tell
that he
you
was
what's
not
going on in a
informed that
second. This is actually a
being
huge.
contested.
This is going to be
Whether
a
that
huge
was a
ruling.
deliberate obfuscation of the truth from the PD or an accident. I am not sure if it wholly matters. But that is sort of what our contest of this is. Something that was in active litigation was used, and it's sort of a Schrodinger's arrest at that point. It's both valid and non-valid until it's been ruled on in the court. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Ferreira.
The TLDR
Do you
is
have a direct response to that state?
Remedy got raided because she got caught 3 times in a short period of time with class 2 firearms.
Okay.
But then
so
they
we
won an
understand
appeal
what Robin
about
is
one of
saying.
the
He
3,
believes
and
if
so they're
something's happened
saying
on
the
appeal
warrant is
on the
bad.
docket, then it can't be used. So if that was the case, then just imagine the future where every single case gets put on the docket for appeal simply so it cannot be used. The docket will be flooded, everything runs out of statute, and therefore it'll be completely useless. There's no chance to investigate anything. This was put up on the docket in good faith. That is the key thing. We put the warrant through. We had good faith that the probable cause in it was all legal, and therefore it should stand. There should be good faith exceptions included in pretty much most legal circumstances where things could or could not get overturned because we can't work on probabilities. all the
Who's
time.
Abracadabra?
You will actually find this in other states around America and pretty much everywhere around the world. But as we don't have that in this state currently, it's something to consider. That'll be all.
Wait,
for
Manx
that.
is around.
Okay. Let's move on to witnesses, I guess. Council Ferreira, any witnesses you want to call?
I don't know if I called any. I think I was just going to cross Barrick when
No.
they're questioning.
Yeah, there's no witnesses called, so we would object to that anyways.
Yeah, I'll just cross Barrick when they questioning.
you want to highlight evidence now before you pass over to the other side?
Yeah. So in the search warrant, part of the PC used was the finding of Miss Creed with a makeshift 1911 and a silencer. Incident 14177, as you can see on the public docket, and through 3 attempts at judicial appeal, which is baffling in and of itself. But 3 attempts at judicial appeal, this incident was actively being litigated, actively being contested. I would refer you to Justice Danielson's ruling, to where he said the arrest was lawful. However, part of what they requested in their relief, that being the PD in this and Ms. Price specifically, was that the evidence be admissible. Justice Danielson didn't do that. He just said the arrest was lawful. He gave them one part of the relief, but not the other 2. So if that evidence is not admissible, perhaps that helps in your deliberation to lead you to a certain conclusion. Like I said in my opening, in fact, no, that's more of a closing, I would say. So, yeah, that's the highlight of evidence.
Okay, then I guess we're going to pass on over. Any witnesses you'd like to call?
No, we have no witnesses to call, Your Honor.
I call God as my witness. Though he won't speak, I just want him to witness this.
How can I help?
Your Honor, I'd like to motion for sanctions on the side of the defense for wasting Judge Johnson's time. I think they deliberately didn't call them right now. I think they deliberately didn't call him because I said I'll just cross him.
Listen, I couldn't hold back. Listen, all right, sometimes a little bit of like stupid jokes are good.
Stinks of bad faith even after Masters just rambled about good faith.
Is there a reason Judge Barrett Johnson was not being called to the stand after being... He was listed as a signatory.
And to break the tension. Yeah.
But then he gave availability and no one's told him that he wasn't being called as a witness. So I want to know why he's here if he didn't have to be here.
I'm going to be straight up with you. This is actually something I wanted to bring afterwards because I think a search warrant contest should be with the judge that signed it, not the PD that put it forward, because at the end of the day, a judge...
Yes! Yes! That is correct. She is right about that.
Him questions, but if Mr. Ferreira intends to cross him, then I guess we can call him as a witness, but we did not do so on the docket, and neither did he. So
okay, I'm going to clarify that, right? Before we go any further, wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to clarify that.
Yeah.
There are 3 individuals who assert that this has probable cause. The officer who wrote it, the command officer who signed off on it, and then a judge. It's not just the judge. It goes through multiple checks and balances. Continue, Mr. Masters.
So I would just like to point out, it was Robin himself that named him on the docket, not us. We at no point mentioned Judge Barrick. Therefore, why would it be on us to be the ones to question him?
I listed him because in the same way you list officers involved in an arrest, you list the people involved in the search warrant.
And do you have 30 officers turn up when someone's arrested to court just because they're named on it?
Usually that's clarified on the docket.
Exactly. So
I mean, if you want to sanction both of us, then go for it.
Well, we never named him at any point, so if Robin wants to sanction himself, that's fair. Go ahead.
I'll gladly take it if you think I've wasted Judge Johnson's time.
Judge Johnson, you're no longer summoned to court. If you don't want to be here, you don't need to be here.
Thank you.
Apologies, sir.
I will remain, but thank you.
I appreciate you, sir.
I apologize, Robin wasted your time, Judge Barrick.
Okay, but you don't need to be talking to people in the witness gallery, right? There's no need at all. We don't need to get all snide with each other. Okay, do you guys want to highlight any evidence that we should be looking at specifically, or would you like to go over in closings?
Masters, that's you.
Actually, I was seeing if Opal wanted to do it. Okay, Your Honours. So the defence and the people would just like to point
This is so
out
good.
that in each of the incidents, you wish me to go through them one by one. But each of the incidents, Remedy Creed was in possession of illegal weapons. We have in 14177 the makeshift 1911. Now, as the arrest has been deemed legal, that therefore goes on to suggest that the possessions also should be taken into consideration. As we said before, good faith needs to be taken into account because...
Is this a closing or highlighting of evidence?
Hey, we can do either. Okay, I'll just...
I mean, I thought you wanted specifically closing, so I
True,
prefer
true.
if you stuck it to the evidence.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so we've got the 1911 in 14177. We have got the Deagle in 14329, along with a heavy rifle and a sweeper shotgun, all in possession of Remedy Creed. We have got in 14353, Remedy Creed having another Deagle, along with extended magazines, all illegal themselves. These were all pointed out in the warrant. Going on to the warrant, you will see in it that there is talk of a statement from Remedy Creed in regards to how she was going to provide weapons to her partner, Ricardo Valdez, for use in an aggressive manner. All of this points towards evidence that you need to be taken into account. Beyond that, I think right now we can keep the rest for closing.
Okay. Do you need time to put together a closing?
Nope.
I'm good.
Let's run it then. Floor is yours. Off you go, Counselor.
All right, let's address what Doc said in his opening about, this would mean that people could just flood the docket and never get raided. I agree that would probably be a bad precedent to set, even if it would be one I would take full use of. However, in this instance, let's take a page out of Master's book, let's talk about good faith. What I did in appealing Miss Creed's charges was done in good faith. And I would point to that by the dates of when they were filed. I filed the appeal for Miss Creed's charges on the 9th. In the statement of claim for the case that this is about, the PD didn't start looking to raid Miss Creed until the 13th. There was no inclination that Miss Creed was going to get raided from our side. We weren't doing this to prevent a raid. We weren't doing this to jam up the court system. We were doing this because we felt that Miss Creed had been wrongfully arrested and wrongfully charged. Hence why we appealed the initial warrant for her arrest, which got overturned and was deemed to not have probable cause, and why we contested the arrest from the warrant. An arrest which, had Miss Creed not had the warrant that got overturned, she would have just taken the ticket from the traffic stop and been on her way, and that gun would have never been found. Again, I point to what Justice Danielson wrote on the docket. He said the arrest was lawful, which was part of the relief they were asking for. However, the other relief they were asking for, they were not granted. So it is up to the courts to decide if that means that the evidence is admissible or not. And even then, like I said, Incident 14177 was actively being contested with no thought of denying a raid in mind. It was being contested on its own merits or lack thereof. It is our opinion that in that sort of case, the contents of that arrest should not be allowed to be considered, as they are, like I said, Schrodinger's arrest, they may be in flux. The charges may not stick. The possessions may not stick.
All right.
It is shaky. I do not blame Judge Johnson for signing it, as he was not told.
Oh my God, was my phone ringing a lot?
That is not his fault.
Please. Okay, thank God.
Now,
just
do I
warm
know
up.
if the officers knew it or not? That's hard to
Oh
tell.
God. Oh thank God. Oh God.
But like I said in my opening, I don't think it inherently matters. And if the courts decide that we want to introduce a good faith exception from this, or somewhat, I would ask that you rule with how the law is now, and should you feel the need to change it going forward. Do
That
not let
is the
someone
law.
Be judged by a law that doesn't exist.
I'm mixed on it.
Just double check if there's anything else.
I'm mixed on that. It is the responsibility of the signing judge that when they sign it, it is valid.
This is a more lesser point, but I guess there is nothing in the
Unless what is in the warrant is inaccurate or there's new evidence
to be searched. Nothing specifying why the house should be searched, why all the vehicles should be searched. But that is probably more on the line of just
but good
under the
faith
line, just
exception
bullshit that I was talking about at the start.
Maybe baked in the Constitution.
That is all. Thank you.
This is going to be very interesting.
Okay.
I could go either way on this.
All right. I'm gonna keep this one shorter than Mr. Robin, Mr. Ferrero over there. I hope.
Damn.
At the time the search warrant was issued, we had valid and sufficient probable cause based on the totality of the circumstances. Remedy Creed had been arrested in 3 separate incidents within a 7-day period. 7 days, 3 times. Each time, she was in possession of illegal firearms and attachments, including Desert Eagles, a heavy rifle, and a silenced makeshift 1911. Additionally, during one arrest, Ms. Creed made incriminating statements indicating intent to provide firearms to her boyfriend for the potential use against law enforcement, which her boyfriend corroborated.
Oh, wait,
Although
what?
one incident used to support the warrant was under litigation, it was not overturned and to this day remains valid. Law enforcement was legally permitted to reference it. Officers acted within the scope of the law and in good faith. Given the repeated offenses, the credible threats, the search warrant was properly supported by probable cause and it was lawfully executed. And just to reference what Robin was saying about how they didn't put up the appeal for her warrant to deny a raid, because, obviously they didn't know. Neither did the officer writing the search warrant know that that incident was being contested. Not everyone lives on the docket day in, day out. Not everyone checks every docket case if it has no relevance to them. You cannot expect that. Or if you do, you should let us know.
So to translate, you can't expect us to do your due diligence?
This is my closing! This is my closing!
Yeah, you've had your chance. Enough.
My position is kind of in the middle on this.
I'm sure accidental outburst. That in his closing, he did not expect Barrick to check the docket, but he expected us. What about Barrick's due diligence? Thank you. That is all.
Okay. With that in mind, I guess we'll retire and deliberate and be back as shortly as we can be. Please be patient while we're not here. Hey, Barrick, thanks for being here. You're in charge.
Fantastic.
It wasn't a waste of time.
That was the worst bar I've ever heard in my life. Hey, Nino, I have a quick question.
Oh, are you in court?
Huh? No.
Oh. Okay, I thought you were
trying to
referencing this court case.
Yeah, it's Barrick's fault for not
Hey,
checking
quick question,
the docket.
because all
but
this
the
cop
PD
shit is
is
pissing
completely
me off.
blameless.
It's
what?
really hard to like. It's really hard to know like how much money I'm spending out, and I was talking to
But
Floyd.
you
and he
shifted
said,
it to
"Dude,
Barrick.
how the fuck did I get one?"
Shifted it to Barrick.
Oh,
How
put in
could
a
you?
business
He
proposal.
came out of
And
our
Junior
own time.
Huntley can help with that. No. Ask Junior Huntley. Say, Nino, and he needs help.
Doc, I hear you.
Okay, because I'm gonna be honest, me putting in a business proposal is probably never gonna happen.
No. Talk to Junior and let him know I asked you to help him make sure it's fully sorted.
Okay, so that's appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, hit me.
I don't know if I told you this. I pulled 1,000, and I'm gonna do another 1,000 probably tomorrow. And I'm getting numbers together. If you come across any extra like bet or anything like that, please do let me know. I will.
Well, that's why I want to set up a business account so I can just buy bet because I buy a fuck ton of bet. At any time, I can get like 15 to 20K bet, and I get a
really.
Shouldn't you be like incubating it? Not
I have a guy that sends me 10K bet, and every time he sells me it for 150 per.
Holy shit.
God, he's got it tucked in these
yeah, like I mean we could work something else where I could just like juice it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so
no, I will definitely
I'll tell you something is that I'm actually getting a broker thing set up where
it's safe.
Excuse me. I've got TLDR is I got an investment company. We're gonna have software on the quote site. Pretty much you can put your transactions in there and shit gets paid out and you get a finder's fee. So some of that bullshit gets like, you know, you just make the transfer happen, boom, boom, money hits the account. So if you've got it, you can always have them send it to you and say, hey, you'll get money in 12 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll make sure it happens. Easy.
Okay. No worries at all.
Easy. All right, brother. You take care.
Bye-bye.
No, I just expected it to be like normal, like, you know, it comes out like a Yoshi or something.
Bro, this is so dope.
He'll just like stick his tongue out and steal the ball of everyone.
Don't say out loud my son's gonna steal the ball out with his. No.
Yep.
Okay.
With his tongue.
Stop! No.
He can get that much. That's crazy. This is really good though. Yeah, I think the brokerage thing. I'm gonna talk to.
You know, I probably should keep my mouth shut. When
just to get like, see if we can get like a very simple, hyper simplified one temporarily.
You just frustrate the chief till your head popped.
I did. He's very like, I've told this guy to be professional 100 times, and here he is talking about people tonguing balls.
He said, "What now?"
Hey, wait, is there
here is my take on this. Good faith exception is good. Only if it's tightly.
Probably half from a onesie makes me do.
The reality is that good faith exception really needs to be very clearly established. Otherwise, there's a lot of danger of. Excuse me. There's a lot of danger of that turning into a Pandora's box, which is why when Weiss originally made that a thing, I was hyper against it because it's so dangerous. Good faith exception pretty much says that if a cop does something, even though if they had evidence they believed to be true, and they acted according to that, any actions they took according to that become valid. It's extremely dangerous. Good faith exception exists in the United States, but it's not like blanketly.
Hey, Nino.
Yeah.
You just gave the house to. You just gave the Jamestown house to someone, yeah?
Yeah. Spectre one.
Mm-hmm. So that caused a little bit of an issue. What exactly did you tell him on the phone?
Wait, what issue? Wait, what happened?
Apparently, and now I don't know if this is true, but apparently you called him, said you won, but you got to get here right now, or you're not gonna win it. And so he was in Air One, and Air One was without a fueling because he was
let's talk about it afterwards.
The house. He did not. Oh,
did he fuck up a call?
No, he didn't refill the helicopter, and the next person that took it out for a potential 78s fell out of the sky because there was no It's not funny! Stop laughing! It's not funny! Stop! It's not funny! Stop! No! Stop! It's not funny!
So Air One blew up because the guy didn't check the fucking.
No, it didn't blow up.
Yes?
He saved it, but you would find it funny because it was the LSPD lieutenant that transferred to BCSO undersheriff. So you would find that funny.
Wait, she's the one that watched the roll.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, she's the one that helped watch over the roll.
Yeah, she transferred, and yeah, so that's what happened to her.
Well, maybe she should have used her helicopter then. I'm just kidding.
We're just gonna talk about BCSO while I'm right here, guys.
Oh, shut the fuck up. When's the last time you went to it? When's the last time you come to LSPD meetings, motherfucker? What are you talking about?
It's closer.
Yeah, literally, shut up. Come on, shut up.
I mean, like, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, if he took
I mean, did
air,
you tell him that? Like, did you tell him that he got to get here right now, or he's not gonna get it?
yes, because he needed to fulfill his. I told him he had to hurry up, but I didn't tell him to do some dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, refueling a helicopter takes like 2 minutes, you know.
To be fair, though, like, shouldn't part of Air One certification be like how to check the fuel gauge?
So the thing with the fuel gauges, it takes like a good time before you actually get an accurate read, right? You can take off and think you have no fuel, and then like.
Listen, Opal,
by the time you get to line with your out of fuel,
I'm Los Santos County Air certified. I'm actually an ace helicopter pilot. You know,
you're not better than me.
I'm pretty good now. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. I'm not law enforcement. I'm just trying to. Let me just like utilize what I think is fair. Should he have broke from his line of duty? Probably not, right? He's an adult. And therefore, if he makes an adult decision, despite whatever, because it's not like his wife's giving birth or some shit like that, he can still find a safe way to do it, right? So some of it's on him. Yep. But if he didn't refuel it, like, yeah, that's bad. But I think it's more on the person that takes out a helicopter and isn't trained to double check how much gas is left, right? Like, was it critically low? Probably not, right?
Well, it was because she fell out the sky suddenly. Listen, here's my thoughts.
Wait,
on it, right?
really? It was that low?
It was that low. She didn't admit herself. She should have checked before, and I do agree with that. The thing is, we literally a day or two ago just had an announcement saying that because it's been happening a lot where people don't repair and or refuel at once. So we literally just had an announcement not to do that. So it's not so much about the fact that he put her in danger, because it is on her that she didn't check 100%. But he did not refuel it, and he literally 2 seconds to 3-1. Hey, could not refuel Air 1. Take Air 2, right? 2 seconds. He's good. That would not have mattered in how much time would have been getting to you. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like really punish him. I'm probably just gonna make him do some dumb shit like
I feel like his fault extends
on the helicopter.
I feel like his fault extended to the fact that he didn't refuel it, or remember that, but his fault is not on someone else taking out a helicopter.
Yeah, that's not
like
on
that's
him.
not on him.
No, 100%. So his punishment would be regarding not refueling the helicopter rather than endangering her, right? So I'm probably gonna make him for like a week. Every day he clocks on duty, he has to maintain everyone, like some some shit that don't actually matter, but actually does matter in the grand scheme of things. If you know what I'm saying,
Why don't you take his house?
What'd you say?
I was kidding. I said, why don't you take his house?
I should.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna participate in the house lottery, but then my wife gave me her house, and so now I can't.
Oh.
Can we buy it for the lottery?
We're gonna do more, but
can't.
I don't even think houses are going up for seizure anymore. Like it's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my wife, for example, she does not come around, but she used to wake up just to pay the taxi. You know what I'm saying? Shut up, Danger! Shut up! Get off my dick! Like I think other people are doing the same, So I don't know.
Yeah, no, they'll probably do another run up soon. Look, so there was like, I'm gonna give you a perspective, right? I met up with some individuals, let's just say, and they may have had like over 10 properties under some,
Top Bruce Baylor. Oh, clean people.
No. It was someone
clean
else.
People. Oh, okay.
No, it was someone else, and the person that owns the houses probably exists for that sole purpose. That's what it feels like, right? based on tax records, etc. And I thought it was going to go up for seizure, and then all of a sudden, you know, said individuals kind of come back for a little bit. And I even asked, I'm like, hey, what are you doing with all that? And they're like, oh, we're using them for stuff. And I'm just like, no, you're not.
Without trying to sound weird, but like having your warehouse or whatever gun stash or whatever in the name of a person that doesn't wake up unless it's to pay taxes, that's fucking whack, bro.
Well, it's about to
Yeah,
start.
it was fine.
No, that's not what it is.
Go.
It's
Oh, okay.
they reserved
Oh,
an
just like
entire area
properties
for
in general?
themselves is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. I gotta go.
Yeah,
Love you.
How about
Goodbye.
Yep.
Love you.
Suck up, glaze. Look at
Well done, Opal. Good shit.
I'm struggling,
Not even
please.
present.
Thank you.
Such a child, bro.
I'm staying.
Okay. We got
All I
everybody.
heard was BCSO crashed their one.
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
All right, this is gonna be good. I'm surprised how quickly they're back. I think they're gonna toss
calling
this
court
warrant.
back into session for the verdict on the 23rd of May, 2025. After careful deliberation with Judge Hart and Judge Arcadia Grayson, I am back with our determination for this hearing. I'm not going to bury the lead. We are upholding this warrant. This is why.
Because at the time it was signed, it was valid.
An argument was made today that
And it was done in good faith.
because the first incident in a 3-incident report was currently under appeal and was placed on the docket for appeal, that indicated that initial incident, without being specifically stated to be under appeal, should be removed or recused from the
Yep,
the
that's not a valid argument.
I inherently disagree.
Yep.
And this is why.
Yep, he's right.
When charges are pressed on
Even
an
Nino
individual,
wouldn't argue
they are
that.
pressed with the burden of probable cause inherently.
Yep,
You must
inherently,
have
yep.
probable cause in order to charge.
It's not beyond a reasonable doubt
When
to
we
write a
assess
warrant.
a warrant, we are assessing it to the burden of probable cause. These standards are the same. Now, I am not saying that every criminal charge pressed is a warrant waiting to be signed, because there are secondary and tertiary steps involved there, right? They must, we must assess why a certain place is to be raided.
Because the warrant isn't
Why
3
we are
times.
looking in
The
certain
warrant
individual locations. All of those
was
things come into it.
accurate, and the 2 other incidents
Correct. I
show
mean,
the
we've discussed
pattern.
this multiple times
And that
on this
pattern is
episode.
still probable cause. Watch.
Here, we were asked specifically to look at this reasoning and whether or not the burden would have been lessened if that initial incident had been removed from the report.
And the answer
we
is
would have
no.
fallen under an articulation of probable cause.
Because of the 2 incidents and the
One,
statement
I
made.
don't believe that incident should be removed. I think it is valid.
Mhm.
I think that obviously, if we were aware it was being appealed, that helps. I think when a judge assesses that, when they go to that arrest incident and they see that the defendant has not pled guilty and it is still within the statute of limitations, that is probably still being contested, right? Or that a contest is potentially occurring. I think that is a part of a judge's due diligence when assessing evidence for a search warrant. I have no reason to believe, because nobody called the judge to ask them this, that did not occur. As I said, I'm upholding this warrant. That is the verdict of this court.
Oh, he didn't continue. Add more.
Any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. Hey, my ghost.
Hi.
Hey, not really a question. But I was wondering, could we use this to bring in the good faith exception, something along those lines?
No.
I didn't think setting precedent in relation to this case was relevant.
Oh my God! Thank
The
God.
argument was made that this was pushed because of a bad faith engagement. So setting good faith exceptions at this point would feel like I was litigating from the bench in a way that was unauthentic.
Junior.
Robin wonders if that's not exactly what he said. Yeah, no, 100%. I'm with you. I 100% agree with what you just said. No, I get that 100%.
And it needs to be in the business app on tablet.
Robin still wonders if that's not exactly what he said. Looks back at Grayson. Looks back at both Graysons. I think the Grayson with an A is way hotter. My God.
Toxic.
Okay, well, whoa, you hear my thoughts? What the hell? What do you mean?
A lot of brown on your nose.
Whoa.
I seem to believe, Opal, you're not even thinking about Judge Hart.
Down.
Judge Hart looks too much like my wife, and it freaks me out.
Oh
and
my
she
God,
would
that's
hate
true.
you.
Oh my God.
Right? She looks like Leah. She would hate you.
Oh, I miss Leah.
Leah Strong? I saw her just yesterday.
Did she come and fly in?
Yeah, she gave me the house.
For the first time ever, let me say this, and the next time you say your wife, say hi.
Wait,
for me,
very
it's not
bad
like
weather
that.
right
Me and
now.
you have been friends for years.
Well, my wife's a
Wait,
lesbian,
what?
so I don't think it's not like that, but I'll say hi.
Yeah, but it's not even like that from me. We're just friends. I just want to say hi.
I mean, I'd hope not, but yeah, no, I know. She's
Hey,
been
Nino,
like,
can I speak to you
if you think
briefly?
I'm a civilian,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
more civilian than the most civilian.
Can you help me? There we go.
I understand her connections to other civilians that are more civilian than any civilian you can think of.
Right.
Yeah, let's just step outside real quick.
Easy.